People think intelligence means solving equations faster than others. But Ayanokoji showed something far more dangerous. He understood that humans are predictable. Give someone power, they become arrogant. Take it away, they become desperate. Threaten their image, they lose logic. Feed their ego, they expose their weakness. Ayanokoji didn't need to dominate physically or verbally. He only needed to position people where their own nature would betray them. While others were busy proving their worth, he was studying reactions. Who panics under pressure? Who lies when cornered? Who seeks approval? Who fears isolation? This wasn't genius in the academic sense. This was emotional intelligence combined with ruthless clarity. And that's why he always stayed 10 steps ahead. Because the battlefield wasn't exams, or sports, or rankings. It was the human mind. Most people think being calm is natural. It's not. Calmness is trained. Ayanokoji didn't stay calm because he didn't care. He stayed calm because he understood that emotion clouds judgment. When you panic, you rush. When you rush, you expose yourself. When you expose yourself, you lose leverage. He never let that happen. Even when the situation was stacked against him, even when the odds were unfair, even when betrayal was inevitable, he remained still. That stillness was not weakness. It was control. And control is power. People often say Ayanokoji lacked emotions. That's wrong. He felt everything. He just didn't let feelings decide. There's a difference between being emotionless and being emotionally disciplined. Most people are emotional slaves. They act based on anger, fear, desire, or validation. Ayanokoji acted based on long-term outcome. He understood that short-term satisfaction destroys long-term dominance. Winning an argument feels good. Winning the game feels better. So he sacrificed praise. He sacrificed recognition. He sacrificed comfort. Not because he couldn't have them, but because he didn't need them. And that's where his true superiority came from. Look closely. The strongest people in the world are rarely loud. They don't post their moves. They don't explain their plans. They don't announce their ambitions. They move quietly. Ayanokoji embodied that perfectly. He stayed average, on purpose. Because standing out makes you a target. Blending in makes you invisible. And invisibility gives you time. Time to learn. Time to calculate. Time to strike when it matters. Most people rush to the spotlight and burn. Ayanokoji waited in the shadows and controlled the narrative. Another uncomfortable truth. Hard work alone is not enough. Plenty of people work hard and still lose. Ayanokoji worked efficiently. He never wasted effort trying to change things he couldn't control. He only focused on leverage points. Who influences whom? Which move forces multiple outcomes? Which sacrifice creates future advantage? He never fought battles emotionally. He chose battles strategically. That's why even when he lost, he was actually winning, because he saw the whole board. Most people want to be liked. Ayanokoji wanted to be effective. That alone separates leaders from followers. When you seek approval, you compromise. When you compromise, you lose authority. When you lose authority, people stop respecting you. Ayanokoji never chased validation. He let others project their assumptions onto him, and that's a brutal advantage. Because when people think they understand you, they stop guarding themselves. They talk freely. They reveal intentions. They underestimate consequences. And that's when control shifts. The real reason Ayanokoji seems unfairly smart is simple. He never fought himself. Most people are in constant inner conflict. Ego versus logic. Fear versus ambition. Desire versus discipline. That internal noise drains energy. Ayanokoji eliminated that noise. His mind was quiet, and a quiet mind sees clearly. While others were busy proving something, he was deciding something. And decisions shape reality far more than emotions ever will. People also misunderstand his isolation. They think loneliness made him weak. In reality, solitude sharpened him. When you're alone, you're forced to face yourself, your thoughts, your fears, your limits. Most people avoid solitude because it's uncomfortable. Ayanokoji embraced it. That's why he didn't depend on anyone emotionally. That's why betrayal never destroyed him. That's why pressure never broke him. Because his foundation wasn't external, it was internal. Was Ayanokoji really that smart? Here's the real answer. He wasn't born superior. He built superiority by mastering restraint, by mastering patience, by mastering observation, by mastering himself. And that's the lesson most people ignore. You don't need to be the loudest. You don't need to be the most talented. You don't need to dominate every room. You need clarity. You need discipline. You need control. The world rewards those who can think clearly under pressure and move silently while others panic. If you take one thing from Ayanokoji, let it be this. Stop reacting. Start calculating. Stop proving. Start positioning. Stop chasing attention. Start building leverage. Because in the end, the most dangerous person in the room is not the strongest. It's the one who understands everyone, while remaining unreadable himself. And that's why Ayanokoji wasn't just smart. He was inevitable. People underestimate how rare self-control really is. Everyone talks about discipline. Very few can actually delay gratification. Ayanokoji could. He could stay quiet when speaking would give temporary power. He could stay weak-looking when showing strength would give instant respect. He could lose small battles without damaging his ego. That's terrifying, because the person who can tolerate short-term loss controls long-term victory. Most people are addicted to now. Now attention. Now praise. Now revenge. Now results. Ayanokoji was playing later, and later always beats now. Notice how he never rushed relationships. He didn't trust easily. He didn't attach emotionally. He didn't reveal intentions. Not because he was cold, but because he understood leverage. The moment you need someone, you hand them power over you. So he stayed independent. He could cooperate without dependence, help without attachment, use alliances without becoming vulnerable. That's not cruelty. That's awareness. Most people collapse when plans fail. Ayanokoji expected failure. He always had backups. Plan A fails, he's calm. Plan B fails, he adapts. Plan C fails, he improvises. Why? Because his confidence wasn't in outcomes. It was in his ability to think under pressure. That's real confidence. Not I will win, but whatever happens, I'll figure it out. That mindset alone puts you above 90% of people. People also misunderstand his morality. They think he was heartless. He wasn't. He just didn't let morality make him naive. He understood that the world doesn't reward fairness. It rewards effectiveness. Being kind without awareness gets you used. Being moral without strategy gets you crushed. So he balanced both. He helped when it strengthened position. He stepped back when involvement created risk. He intervened only when timing was perfect. That's not evil. That's precision. Another brutal truth Ayanokoji exposed. Talent is overrated. Consistency is underestimated. Plenty of people have flashes of brilliance. Few can maintain control every single day. Ayanokoji didn't rely on bursts of genius. He relied on baseline excellence. Calm every day. Observant every day. Disciplined every day. That's why he was unstoppable. Because consistency compounds quietly. Watch closely and you'll see something else. He never tried to dominate rooms emotionally. He let others fight for control. While they clashed egos, he gathered information. Who wants leadership? Who fears exposure? Who craves validation? Information is currency. And Ayanokoji was always rich. Most people reveal themselves when stressed. They talk more. They rush decisions. They show insecurity. Ayanokoji did the opposite. The higher the pressure, the calmer he became. That's a trained response. Because when you stay calm under pressure, everyone else reveals their hand. And that's when the game is decided. People want to be seen as special. Ayanokoji wanted to be untouchable. There's a difference. Special invites challenge. Untouchable invites caution. He never needed to announce dominance. People felt it. Through precision. Through timing. Through outcomes they couldn't explain. The most dangerous part? He didn't hate anyone. Hatred clouds thinking. Attachment clouds thinking. Fear clouds thinking. He operated from neutrality. And neutrality gives clarity. When you don't hate, you can analyze enemies calmly. When you don't idolize, you can see allies realistically. That balance is rare. Most people want life to be easy. Ayanokoji accepted difficulty as normal. So when things went wrong, he didn't complain. He adjusted. That alone makes you mentally invincible. Because disappointment only exists when expectations are unrealistic. His expectations were grounded. People will lie. People will betray. Systems will be unfair. Knowing that, nothing shocked him. That's why fear never ruled him. Fear comes from uncertainty. Ayanokoji removed uncertainty by understanding patterns, and patterns repeat. Human behavior repeats. Power dynamics repeat. Mistakes repeat. Once you see that, life becomes predictable. Not simple, but predictable. So was Ayanokoji really that smart? Here's the final truth. He didn't win because he was smarter than everyone. He won because he was more disciplined than everyone.